a little clip and talking, and we really wanted to, because Charlie is about music. This is about his dreams and his journey, and we wanted to show that. It's, you know, in my opinion, the music is as important of the story, so we really wanted to show that, and that was the choice.
Well, what I loved is that everybody clapped after each song as if you're in a concert. And it was great. It was just, it was amazing. I love that. I mean, has this happened at other screenings?
Actually, yes.
How long did it take to shoot this film? You hit a lot of locations.
Well, we started about 4 years ago, and then pre-pandemic, in the pre-pandemic era, we started making this movie, and then the pandemic happened, and we stopped for a little while, and then picked up and continued. We were, you know, in France. You saw the masks, so it dates the film, but it was reality, and yeah, we kept going.
I would just say that Danny, in the middle of everything, comes up with these fantastic ideas, and that's how Paris came up. He said, you know, if I'm going to tell the story of your life, we have to go to Paris, and we have to go to Fontainebleau, and they somehow made it all possible to be. We had literally had the keys to the palace of Fontainebleau, and they opened up all the doors for us, and it was kind of amazing. And then at one point he said, well, if we're going to be in Paris, you really should do a set in the jazz club. All right.
Well, that was a dream. I've always wanted to film in a jazz club in Paris. Thank you for making that. But let me tell you about working with Charlie Fox for a second. The man has got so much energy. We filmed at that club in Paris. We finished around 3:30 in the morning, and then we wrapped up around 4:30. And Charlie goes, I know this great place for onion soup and wine. And I wasn't going to tell the crew, you have to go to the and everybody, we all went at 4:30 in the morning to have wine and onion soup. And then Charlie had to be at Fontainebleau the next day before we did. We didn't have to be there till noon. He had to be there like at 9 or 10 in the morning. And I knew I forgot somebody. Taryn Grimes, producer's here. And so sorry. And big part of this project. And she had to get up with him. And did you actually go to sleep that night? And took him to Fontainebleau. And again, that's whole part of this whole team that people came together. But man, this guy's got energy.
Well, Paris may be a city of lights, but it's not a great city to when you want to be up and have the energy of that town. So I sleep very little in Paris, actually.
So tell me, what were the biggest challenges and what were the best discoveries?
That's a tough question. I mean, the discovery was just, I don't know what the biggest discovery was. Just, you know, working with Charlie and just falling in love with, you know, it's funny, we met in Poland, but I met Charlie when I was 7 years old or 8 years old watching Love American Style and all the other TV shows. So, I mean, exactly. So I think the biggest discovery, I don't know if there was a real discovery other than, you know, just working with this amazing man. And the biggest discovery is if you want to make a documentary and have great music, make it about the composer.
What were the biggest challenges?
Well, the challenge is, like in any documentary, is getting the resources to do what you want. And we were really lucky. I mean, everybody in this crew sacrificed and made things happen. People came in, executive producers came in to help us. So the challenge was having the ability to kind of enable us to achieve our dream. So that was a challenge, but it happened. And so that would be my answer.
For me, I would just say that never in my wildest dreams I ever imagined having a film made about my life. But it's been a really interesting, pretty extraordinary experience. And we've been to a number of cities around the country, and it's really just been wonderful. I thank you all for your wonderful reception to the film. We've been getting that, and I want you to know that it's very meaningful to us. A lot of time, so much time and effort went into it, but it is very gratifying and satisfying to be with a wonderful audience enjoying the film. So again, I just want you to know we really do appreciate your reaction very much.
Actually, one challenge there was. Cuba was a challenge. Getting there, we had to bring all our equipment there. And we had a great jib operator. That's the crane that give you these really cool shots. And we couldn't bring our own. It was just too much. It wasn't practical. So we brought our great jib operator, but finding a jib in Cuba was not easy. And producer Taryn Grimes went with our jib operator. I don't know where they went. They went somewhere in the Cuban countryside, and they found a farm that had a jib. And they brought it, they got it, and just everything about that was challenging, but the love of the people in Cuba were so wonderful and warm, so that really balanced things out. So the equipment was the challenge, but the people were great to work with.
So filming, recording, doing anything in Cuba is more difficult. The people are wonderful. But they lack so much facilities. It's a very poor country, you know, and they just don't have the things that we're used to. They don't operate that way. You didn't see her on the screen, but Omar Portando, the great singer, who sang with the Buena Vista Social Club, she was a star. She's the biggest star in Cuba. She sang with me also, and she was only going to sing "Killing Me Softly," and she actually had recorded Killing Me Softly in Spanish, but she couldn't remember the words, so we had to go out and get her the lyrics. So Karen, our producer, went, and there's just no Wi-Fi access. There's like one park in the center of Cuba that has Wi-Fi signals, so she had to go down there and to just get the lyrics downloaded, and then find someplace else to get it printed. So while she was doing all that, Omar was sitting next to me, and I said, we only have that one song for you to sing. I said, do you want to sing another song? She said, okay. So I didn't know what to play, so I said, how about Bésame Mucho? So she said, okay. So we have it on film, but none of these things made the film. There's just too many. We had 18 songs we did in Cuba, but the whole experience was pretty wonderful and challenging. I think that's the word.